Rockstar. This is Rockstar 2800 with Smut Free TV, the hottest content in these internet streets. Make sure you tune in, like, comment, subscribe, get your mind right.
Live and direct. Yeah. Gmack, how you doing today, brother?
Yeah, all is good, man. All is good. What's up with y'all, man?
Yeah, you know, people probably gonna be tapping in and out, man. But like I said, if you're in the room, you're on the stage, ping up, let everybody know Gmack in the building from PPB. We about to get it rocking and rolling, man. How you doing though? How you doing, brother? Like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I like I said, I'm pretty sure it's kind of overwhelming, you know, when you break a story like this, and you know people hitting you from everywhere. Some people probably think you lying. Some people probably think you not. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling?
I mean, coming from the tribe I come from, I'm gonna replace my hood name with our tribe because we don't like to expose ourselves in no way. You know what I'm saying? Now we get in with that. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, I hate you.
yeah. So, like I said, man, I was going through a whole lot of shit, and like trying to get it back right with my community and my tribe, building that love and that trust in because after me and the Bozo, had the fallout, I knew it was only right, man. It was, you got to time yourself before you work yourself back into the community that you broke, your trust with. A lot of these were looking at me like I betrayed them, man, betrayal.
Okay.
You know,
Before we get to that,
yeah,
Mac. Before we get to that,
yeah.
before we
Go ahead,
get to
control it, man.
the seat. You know what I'm saying? Let's start from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I want to go from the beginning. You and Wack growing up in PPB. You older than Wack? Are you considered Wack big homie? I mean, you knew Wack brother. I mean, break all that down for us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, born and raised in Poema, come from a strong family bloodline. Got 4 generations in the set. But just growing up, man. I mean, I hung around both his older brother. Rest in peace to local Wacko. You know what I'm saying? And just growing up with them two homies, like from grade school, man, all the way on up, I always been close to their family. And him and my pops was like best friends. His mom and my mom used to kick it and chop it up a lot, play cards, whatever, family functions. But it's like just with that. Wack was a youngster, man. I mean, he wasn't running with me and his older brothers. We was walking home to school together or whatever and doing what we do as youngsters, getting into all kind of shit. But what, like I said, what made me and Wack really close was being that he was way younger than me, 7 years, younger. It's when when his parents done fell off, off of that crack. My uncle scooped him up because he was living on the same street as him. You know what I'm saying? He was looking out and scooped him up as a child. And that, kind of brought us even more closer, to where like we accepted him in our family like he was blood. That's just what we was raised on by our grandmother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you saying your family took him in after his family obviously wasn't around. Do you think his brother dying made y'all closer too? Like, do you feel like you had like an obligation to look out for him once his brother passed?
I definitely took that approach because I was hurt behind that. I was living in another state at that time, and of course he was living in another state. We was far apart, but one prayer I did tell the homie was, go ahead and rest up. I'm gonna look out for your little brother. He with us. I got him. You know what I'm saying? Because just growing up in this community, man, our tribe, man, everybody had family ties. Everybody had love. We'll get to that further down the story, how this just went rogue, homie. You know what I'm saying? But all before that, you can't erase nobody history. You know, as him growing up, watching us get in and watching all the older homies do what they do, he mimic us and, you know, we'll sit here and, downgrade ourselves when we say that came in this as a buster. Nah. The set don't hire no busters. You gotta do what you do. We from the valley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit, we gotta hold this down.
Yeah.
We ain't taking no weenies in.
So you vouching for sure he ain't no buster. He definitely he's involved in foul play and some snakes.
Yeah, that come, as we get later on into the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
so
yeah.
your family takes him in, right? He's living with y'all, like he's like housed with y'all, like he's growing up in the
Nah,
same
it was
house.
my older uncle. My older uncle was like one of the biggest dope dealers out here in the valley. He made that transition to where he came from Louisiana to out here, and he just grew into that shit, man, and was running that. So it was like when my uncle really took him in, I was already tight with his brothers. But being that, this little child coming around, well, he'll come around, my uncle and bring him through all our holidays. 'Cause you know how the grandmother house and your parents' house, that's where everybody threw the holidays at. He was always there. So, like I said, we just took him in like he was one of ours, you know, like a stray child turned blood, you know what I'm saying? Family. So that kind of made us closer.
And what age was this?
He was probably about, I would say about 7 to 8 years old, somewhere around there. I mean, I've been knowing him
Wow,
all
that
his life.
young?
Yeah, you
Wow.
know. And like I said, once my uncle took him in, he was raised the way we was raised, as one of my uncle
Yeah,
runners.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's you
yeah.
know
And
what
I
I'm saying?
seen that you said that the uncle spoiled y'all. Like he,
Spoiled us, man. Like you talking about a dude that got looking like Mr. T, rings on all finger, gold, diamonds, and everything. You know how the crackheads come with different stolen shit? This used to give us a whole sandwich bag and let us go through the jewelry and piece your shit. I'm in high school rolling with about 5 chains on rings, and same way with Wack. He got a picture of him draped up in, gold. When he was probably about 13. So,
that's why
you
he
know,
brag about he used to have all them cars and all that back then
yeah, that
too.
was my uncle. It was like this, man. We hustle for him, we get that money, we get paid, we get tipped off. You know what I'm saying? And it was like we always doing good, and it was one of them things to where like even with him, we could have rolled around Pacoima free here, like, what's happening? Nobody wasn't gonna touch us under, my big uncle, because he had that much respect and pull in the hood, and he looked out for many, brought, had his own team. So it's to where like what really I could have really been jealous of this. But that's not how, that's not my character because when I was in high school, my mom seen like where this nigga and all this money dripped up and all that, but she followed me, figure it out. The uncle that raised cash is my mom's younger brother. He jammed that up, like, keep my son away from this. I'm gonna beat your ass and whoom, whoom, whoom. So it's like my uncle said, I gotta let you go in school, stay in school. So he transitioned all of my hustle into Wack. You know what I'm saying? I was a little jealous of that, but it wasn't all that. It was like, man, hey, it is what it is. My mom checked him. So now it's all on cash to carry his weight and be up under him, you know what I'm saying? But my uncle still knew it was all love. It's gonna always be love. It's still love between me and him. He'll just say, my mom checked him. I couldn't be around it no more. So I'm seeing this no cash, get it all. And it was like, damn. But it is what it is. I never, held that against him. Had no jealous see or nothing like that in it. It was just like, damn, it's balling. He getting it.
Yeah,
I'm in
yeah,
high school getting my education.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you could vouch y'all younger years. He wasn't no buster. He held his own. It's always been like he's always been good until the fame. You think like
I mean, he growing up, I knew him like, like anything. Like he was always a feisty little kid on defense because, I mean, he was hurt with his parents. But at the same time, it was like he accepted us. And, I used to pick on him, man. I mean, youngsters, slap him in the head, make him mad, make him cry, whatever. We just had that bond, you know what I'm saying? But me and his brother was tight. But, yeah, he was always a feisty kid, talk shit. Everybody around the hood know him, even in football. Playing with our, in our community, and she was a head talker, talk a whole lot of shit. He stood his ground. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm gonna give him that props on his history. Just like anybody else, like when we was youngsters, we felt like we was immortal. I really don't give them too much credit on their young days because that's when we got our stripes. We was on that time. It's how you carry yourself as you go through this, bring others up with you.
No,
You
for
know,
sure. Hey, if you just entering the room right now, please hold your questions, hold your comments, man. Just wait. We got Gmack in the building from PPB. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? One of Wack's ex-close friends. You understand me? Came to come holler at your boy, and we chopping it up. We're getting to it. If you on YouTube, super chat, man, I can skip you to the front of the line. But yeah, hold your questions, hold your comments. I'm gonna let everybody get off and ask what they ask. Let this man chop it up and tell his story and what we got to holler about. Like I said, we live on Smut Free TV, YouTube. We live on Clubhouse, man. If you want to join the conversation, Smut Free TV in the hallway. Go ahead and hit that, join that, man. We live on YouTube, Rocstar 2800. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to everybody on stage, everybody in the go. Gmack.
yeah. What up? What up?
So Gmack just got done. He's breaking it down basically from, Wack as a youngster, and, him being right there. So